Hey there, I'm Joe Carter. If you've ever popped the hood and thought, where do I even start? You're in good company. Around here, we take the mystery out of car repair, one fix at a time. Whether you're a beginner or just looking to sharpen your skills, there's something here for you. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you're into learning without the headaches. All right, that's enough from me. Let's get into it.
Many motorists know that smoke from the exhaust pipe can help to assess the condition of the engine, but not everyone can diagnose. Engine problems by the type of exhaust. Causes of increased exhaust smoke. If there is smoke from the exhaust system and it is too thick to leave it without attention, you need to be sure to understand why the engine is smoking, as well as what faults it is caused by and what threatens further operation of the car without their elimination. Immediately it should be said that such diagnostics should be carried out only on the motor warmed up to operating temperature. This is due to the fact that the operation of a cold engine at startup and further up to reaching operating temperature occurs with excess fuel in the mixture and incomplete combustion. Therefore, black smoke from the exhaust pipe of an unheated motor is common, if it is not too thick. White smoke from the exhaust of any piston engine, whether diesel or gasoline, is actually steam with a touch of smoke. The reasons that can cause it on a warmed-up engine are not numerous. More precisely, the reason is 1. Getting coolant into the combustion chambers of the engine. Sometimes another one is called water in the fuel. But it is known that water does not mix with fuel, whether it is gasoline or diesel, and is heavier than it, and the fuel collector is at the bottom of the tank. Therefore, if a significant amount of water gets into the tank, the engine will stop. And when a small amount of water enters, the vapor in the engine exhaust will not be noticeable. Operation of the car with the exhaust of burned coolant is fraught with overheating of the engine and temperature deformation of the block head. So it is better not to procrastinate with the elimination of the malfunction, because later the repair can cost more expensive. Coolant most often gets into the cylinders through a defect in the head gasket or due to loose fit of the head to the block due to its temperature deformation or loosening of the fastener. Sometimes antifreeze enters the combustion chambers through the joint between the intake manifold and the head due to loose fastener tension or a defective gasket between the two. Do not confuse white exhaust smoke with bluish smoke. Your sense of smell will help you distinguish them. White smoke has a sweet smell of fuel oil, while blue smoke smells like burning oil. Soot on the spark plugs of the gasoline power unit is also different in these cases. If the tow soil gets into the combustion chamber, there will be particles of white plaque on the candle. At the same time, a drop in the coolant level in the expansion tank is inevitable. During the operation of an engine with a defective blockhead gasket, bubbles are usually seen bubbling in the expansion tank. This is exhaust gases from the combustion chamber bursting coolant into the cooling system. Faulty glow plugs. Before checking the glow plugs, make sure the glow plug control unit is working properly. To do this, connect a control light bulb to the power bus and to the mass and turn on the ignition. If the block is correct, the control will light up. Slightly low compression, which is often due to slightly jammed valves, causes that the diesel smokes on hot. First of all, check the air filter, because the lack of air due to a clogged filter can be the cause of black exhaust. Low cetane number of diesel fuel. A diesel engine runs normally on fuel with a cetane number between 40 and 55. If the cetane number is less than 40, the ignition delay of diesel fuel is so great that it does not burn completely, which causes a lot of soot and black smoke from the exhaust pipe. Faulty injectors, poor atomization of fuel. Violation of the injection advance angle adjustment, late injection, which causes the diesel fuel to ignite too late. It does not burn completely and the diesel engine smokes black smoke. If your engine has a carburetor and when starting the engine smokes black, and after warming up the exhaust is almost not visible, only the carburetor is to blame. The reasons should be sought only in the adjustment of its starting device. When after warming up the engine the exhaust is as black as when it is cold, not only the carburetor, but also the ignition system may be to blame. An engine with such an exhaust consumes gasoline in very large volumes. The carburetor should be checked for the integrity of the economizer diaphragm and adjust the fuel level at the float chamber, as well as the quality of the idle mixture. Start checking the ignition with the plugs, not forgetting that the carburetor or insufficient spark power may be responsible for the soot on their insulators. Since the carburetor fails less often than elements of the ignition system, the search for the cause should begin with the ignition. Putting the carburetor for later. Adjust the carburetor should be adjusted on a warmed engine, having eliminated ignition malfunctions. Blue smoke from the exhaust pipe with a smell of diesel fuel is produced by a diesel engine with late injection or with reduced compression in several cylinders. This malfunction should not be delayed either. Late injection on diesels can cause the exhaust valves to burn out. If you do not replace the piston rings in time, the wear of the cylinders is uneven, so the elasticity of the cylinders exceeds the permissible limits and the replacement of rings will not bring the desired effect, and the cylinders will need to bore and honing. Smell of burning oil and blue smoke for all types of piston engines. Blue smoke from the exhaust pipe means one thing: increased engine oil consumption. If the engine spits out a cloud of blue smoke when over-throttling, and immediately after starting, there is a good chance that it is only necessary to replace the valve seals. This repair should not be postponed, since from a thick layer of soot on the working chamfer of the exhaust valve can at any moment break off a piece. Compression. A low compression for a gasoline engine running on high-octane fuel is a compression of 10 kg per centimeter 2 or less. To measure compression, all spark plugs should be removed and a spark gap of about 5 mm should be fixed between the high-voltage wire coming from the ignition coil and the mass, otherwise the coil and distributor may fail due to breakdown. The diesel power unit operates with much higher compression. In the case of a diesel engine, a compression of less than 20 kg per centimeter 2 is a low compression. It should be measured by removing all glow plugs from the head of the block, so that compression occurs only in the cylinder in which the measurement is made, and the others do not create unnecessary resistance to the rotation of the crankshaft. In conclusion, the smoke emitted from your vehicle's tailpipe can provide valuable insights into the health of your engine. By observing the color and consistency of the smoke, you can identify potential issues such as oil leaks, coolant problems, or fuel inefficiencies. Regularly monitoring these signs can help you catch problems early, saving you time and money on repairs. Remember, a well-maintained engine not only runs better but also contributes to a cleaner environment. Stay vigilant, and your vehicle will reward you with better performance and longevity. Thank you for watching, and drive safely.